not only in easy times but in difficult times, has been unwavering. And I hope you see that by the presence of the number of the police officers that are in the room today and here in uniform to send out a message that your partnership is important to us as organisations. So Chief Constable, I'd like to invite you up to say a few words.
Thank you, Debbie, for those kind words of welcome. It's brilliant for me to be here today. I feel honoured actually to have been invited to celebrate these 20 years of restorative practice through these two agencies, through the Restorative Justice Ireland and N.Ireland Alternatives. I believe in restorative practice. I believe in restorative justice. I don't think it's the only option available to us, but it is a very important one that has not been exploited in the positive sense of that word as much as it could have been. We're on a journey, and some of us have been slower learners than others. When this whole notion of restorative justice was first introduced to the police service about 20 years ago, a wee bit more than that perhaps, many of us, including myself in that, sort of saw this as the next fad, the roll of the eyes, the shake of the head. This is something for the bleeding heart liberals. This is the soft option. This is not what we joined the police for, to lock people up and throw away the key, all of that. But actually, we were wrong. The evidence base, the research, the benchmarking, the victim satisfaction surveys all tell us that through restorative justice we get better outcomes for victims, it costs less, it's more effective, we're less likely to see people entering a cycle of reoffending, it reduces harm in communities, it protects lives. What is there not to like in all of that? And I'm grateful for those people within the police service who challenged thinking from the likes of me when this concept was first introduced. I absolutely believe in what you're trying to do as two organisations. I say thank you for your contribution to helping to build a better, more safe, more confident, more peaceful Northern Ireland. And I think that this has been a fantastic journey of real evidence progress that has been made over the last 20 years. And of course, you probably gather from my first comments that I am a huge supporter of these two organisations, and I am. But nor is it my place to go advocating that they should have the duopoly, is that the right word? A monopoly of two, do you know what I mean? So I know that this is a little bit contagious, this restorative practice thing. I know that there are other groups springing up here and there who have well-intentioned and honourable motives around developing restorative practice within communities, including into the justice space, and I welcome that. But there's a but coming. Whilst I welcome it and I want to encourage those other and emerging groups, I have to say the thing that gives me confidence in these two organisations is the fact that they are accredited, that they are inspected by Brendan and his organisation, that the Department of Justice, not the police, the Department of Justice offers that accreditation when certain criteria are met. And that's not just because we want or take comfort from some notion of an exclusive club of people that we know and have built trust with and have worked with. It's actually much more objective and much more factually based than that. And why is accreditation important? It's important because it sets standards and it safeguards individuals through consistency in practice. And that is really important for us. If the police service are going to put our credibility, our reputation on the line by supporting organisations engaging in restorative practice with whom we're sharing information and taking information from, we need to make sure that the credibility is there and that all the safeguards are in place, that information will be handled properly, that people are acting within the law, that when it's appropriate, that referrals are made through to the police service or indeed other statutory agencies. So why is that important? Well, there's sort of three things that I think underpin good practice within the justice system that builds community confidence. One is procedural justice. We don't just make it up as we go along, but actually we have procedures that are acknowledged, that are upheld in the courts where they have been challenged, and they are seen to be appropriate, and that those procedures comply with the overall thrust of our criminal justice system. And restorative practice, when it's properly run, as it is with alternatives and good restorative justice Ireland, then it adds to that procedural justice. There's also something about fairness, making sure that people are treated fairly and equally under the law. And people, part of the restorative practice may well be identifying that different people have different needs, and therefore they will need a different package of support or challenge around them. So it doesn't mean that everybody's treated the same, but there is a framework that ensures that fairness is applied. So the likes of the Section 75 criteria, making sure that we do not have an adverse impact in any particular group, either because of political opinion, religious belief, political dependence, sexual orientation, and the other 5 strands. That's all really important around fairness if we're wanting to build confidence in the process. And I'm saying that accreditation brings procedural fairness, that is, we don't make it up as we go along, we follow policy and guidance, and we have the accreditation to support it, and fairness. So it doesn't matter whether you're living in Ballyholme or Ballymurphy, you will be operated, or you will be treated in a similar way within a fairness framework that makes sure that people are treated equally, and their social background, their level of deprivation, their community background, their educational attainment, their employment status, and anything else doesn't come in the way of them having the benefit of the restorative justice process and outcomes. And the third thing, which is really important for all of us, is legitimacy. When we have properly accredited restorative practitioners, it adds to the legitimacy of what we do. And these things overlap, procedural justice, fairness, and legitimacy. If we have one, we tend to get the other. And that is allowing people to have confidence in what we do. It's not just some sort of soft outcome promoted by bleeding heart liberals. This is actually hard-edged, restorative practice, getting people to face up, to take responsibility, where appropriate, to make restitution for their own actions. That seems to me to be a very legitimate way forward, out with what have been the formal criminal justice mechanisms of the past, and are still necessary, by the way. This does not replace all of that. It just simply feels to me a much better, more progressive option to have available to us. You know, Patton, which came out of the Good Friday Agreement and its reform of policing, talked about this notion of policing with the community. Now, all chief constables between Patton and me have come up with their own glossy brochure and their own initiative and their own attempts to define what this policing with the community is. But what I would say is sometimes it's easier to look at something and recognise it for what you mean, for what you're trying to express, than it is to read words on a page, even if they are presented in a glossy brochure. And for me, these two organisations and restorative practice embody what policing with the community is about. It's about empowering communities. It's about working in partnership with people. It's about having legitimacy through accountability. It's about problem solving. All of that lexicon, all of that language is what these two great organisations are about. And that's why I have no difficulty standing behind them or beside them in advocating for restorative practice. I absolutely believe in it. I'm absolutely committed to it. And as to the future, I agree with the earlier comments. It sort of becomes a little bit weary for me trying to find money to help part finance projects that I believe in when my budget's shrinking and people are screaming at the same time that we've done enough neighbourhood policing officers and all the rest of it. They're trying to find money to help organisations such as these two hobble along. It needs to be mainstreamed. it needs to have mainstream funding, and I have been personally advocating for that in the Criminal Justice Board, which is the board chaired by the Justice Minister when we have one, and I sit on that with the Director of Public Prosecutions, the Lord Chief Justice, and one or two others. But I have been advocating for organisations like these to have the benefit of mainstream funding, even though I do that, accepting that the money will have to come from somewhere, the rest of us will have to tighten the belts even further in order to enable that. But I do believe that as we look to the future, we should be getting this onto a more secure financial footing without taking away from the community element, without becoming a statutory organisation. There has to be a middle ground in there, which feels to me like it would make sense. I think there's more that we can do, and I think we have had bumps on the road over the last 20 years. There have been times when these organisations that I have no difficulty advocating for today, I've had some frustrations around information flows, around referrals, all of that, but you know what, we're on a journey, and it's getting better, and I love the fact that people can come forward through these community restorative justice groups. They can provide information either directly to the police or through restorative practitioners, and they're not branded as touts. I think that's a healthy piece of progress that we have made in this jurisdiction. It's actually called good citizenship. And I think we have more to do in building the sense of ease that people in communities and police officers have around engaging with these good organisations. I think there's some really healthy things. We have the pilot just launched in the last few months in North and West Belfast, where PSNI are making direct referrals into both alternatives and community restorative justice Ireland. That's a healthy thing. It shows that everybody trusts everybody. It shows that people are empowered. And as long as we're doing that within a framework that is fair, that is procedurally just, and that has legitimacy, that has to be a healthy thing. But you know what? The easy thing to do is to do nothing, to identify the risks, to allow the risk management Taliban to tell you that just stay steady and see how it develops. We need to be brave, we need to be courageous, we need to show leadership, and we need to take some risks. That's what peace is built out of. Peace is built out of people taking risks. And I give you my commitment, as I did on my first day in office as Chief Constable 4.5 years ago, that I'm committed to this. I will take risks for this. I want my organisation to be working with yours, and I have no difficulty in standing here today at this celebration and advocating for restorative practice.